How you doing, Leny?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm good, mate. You're probably the first and probably going to be the only guest that's ever going to run to want to get on this podcast.
I'm so sorry about that. I woken up very late today and I rushed to come here. I'm so sorry about that.
No, you're here, man. That's cool. It's cool. What time do you call classes late?
I'm currently writing my dissertation, so I'm running on that time schedule. So I woke up. I don't want to, for the listeners and the people watching, I don't want to say it was maybe a few hours ago from when this was recorded.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of your normal sleep schedule because it's normally, what time do you normally go to bed? Like 2 o'clock, don't you?
1.
1 o'clock. Okay, that's
For the listeners at home, it's only 1.
It's only 1, but here it's like 4 o'clock or something.
Nah, I try and keep it responsible, but I tend to mess
Alternate
up
a little bit.
Yeah, I blame that on the phone.
That's fair. And TikTok and
Yeah.
socials and stuff. Yeah. So you talked about your dissertation. For the people for the listeners and the viewers, what do you think? What is your dissertation?
So my dissertation is created by the poor, stolen by the rich. Is football still rooted within the working class? So it's a study on that, and I'm like trying to think about the different factors involved in the football industry and see whether it's still in the roots of the working class. So yeah, I brought in like examples of in Germany they have the 50+1 policy, which is where the clubs have to be owned 51% by the supporters of the club. And I'm going to speak about the success of that and how that should be implemented in the UK.
So all German clubs, all tiers?
It's a 51%.
That's really good.
Especially with you can see with the success because Borussia Dortmund just reached the Champions League final yesterday.
And you got Bayern Munich that could potentially reach it as well.
And yeah, it's into my home city, London. So if it's Bayern versus Borussia Dortmund, it will be similar to the final in 2013.
Yeah. Oh wow, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. And it was Iron Robin that won that game, didn't he? He rounded Weidenfeller. Was it
Weidenfeller? Yeah.
Weidenfeller.
And he did the knee slide.
Yeah. Funny enough, that was Jurgen Klopp as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Jurgen Klopp. And if the current manager of Borussia Dortmund was actually, I don't know what he's also a Borussia Dortmund supporter, but he used to be Slaven Bilic's assistant manager at West Ham like a few years ago, and he was a Borussia Dortmund fan his whole life, and he went to matches where Klopp was manager for Dortmund at that time. Now he's the manager of Dortmund in Champions League final.
Man, that's crazy.
So that's crazy, yeah.
How did he actually rise to the ranks then from Slaven Bilic's assistant to then eventually becoming head of?
If I'm not wrong, he was at assistant manager West Ham, then some other roles, and then he went to Besiktas in Turkey, then a few other roles, or maybe straight away got the role for Borussia Dortmund after that.
Damn. Yeah, fair play. I mean, he just missed out on the Bundesliga last year.
Yeah.
I think it was the last.
That might have been, that was either him or Marco Rose. Not Marco Rose, but
it's the manager.
Borussia Dortmund have had like a few managers in the past few years.
Yeah, I thought they missed out on. I might be wrong.
No, they did because it was the final day. Because we spoke about it the other. I was speaking to someone about it the other day. It was on the final day against Mainz. Musiala scored the goal to win Bayern Munich the league, and Borussia Dortmund just missed out. Because I remember I was at work, and Reese and someone else was at the place where I was working at. I don't want to say where I'm working at to the listeners, but so I was there, and then the score was constantly, because we had the match going on there. We had the Borussia Dortmund game, if I'm not wrong, and then Reese was checking the Bayern Munich game, and it was constantly changing. So yeah, it was quite
because I think Dortmund drew, didn't they, 2-2?
Yeah, they drew 2-2.
And they needed to win.
Yeah, they needed to win.
They needed to match Bayern's result in order to have won it, but obviously they didn't. So,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is also heartbreaking. But obviously, it's good to see it this year. We've got Bayer Leverkusen undefeated so far, champions. What do you think to their story, man?
I'm a big fan of it because I've been following Leverkusen since like their Son, Kiesling, Schürrle days. Like I watched like when I was younger, because Premier League was like unaccessible because it was all on the really not expensive channel, but like I didn't have sports channels when I was younger. So Bundesliga was the one I would watch. So I was following like Son at, if I'm not wrong, Leverkusen, Hamburg, and like it was like those. That's where I started watching football, like those type of Like that's why when people think about my football knowledge, it's very niche. Like I remember I was doing commentary with Now the other day. It was the Bolton versus Exeter game, and a player came on called Cameron Jerome. Don't know why the stat came to my head. It was 2011 Carling Cup final. He was subbed on, and I'm pretty sure he helped them win the game against Arsenal when he was playing for Birmingham.
Oh wow!
So it was like there was a random fact that just came to my head, and I was like, even I was confused how this randomly came to my head.
Man, you definitely know your football. Out of you and Mikhail, who do you think knows more?
I'll give it to him. He knows the stuff. I'll give it to him. But yeah, he's very good at when it comes to like he could tell you the times and like the exact timing that goal went in, like this like 120th minute in 2014 in the I'm just trying to think of a game off the top of my head. Like the Hull versus Fulham game in 2012. He knows that in the 16th minute, John Terry crossed it over to
I'm not laughing at you, but I'm laughing at the fact that he knows that.
He knows every single little deal. I'm so impressed by that.
I mean, we know Mikhail. He's sports heavy. He's very good at it, and he definitely likes to get involved and heads in. I remember when although it's not directly physical sport, but we played FIFA at the gaming social. And I remember I scored in the last minute of the game to win like 4-3 or something, and he like grabbed the chair and just threw it across the room.
No, I remember
and it was so funny.
Yeah, because what we used to do is, because I'm not the best at FIFA, but I'm better at like for Ultimate Team, me and my flatmate, what we do is he plays the games, I do all like the SBCs and like the other stuff, because that's what I enjoy from FIFA. The in-game stuff, nowadays I'm liking it more, but when I was younger, I played it so much to the point where I got tired of the actual game. Like my friends, a lot of my flatmates and my friends say that I play menu simulator. So I'm always just on the menus, just like for example, in career mode, I'm always just looking at the transfers and the other day I was on NBA 2K and I was just upgrading my character, and I didn't actually go into the game until like 20, 30 minutes after I was on the menus. Wow. It was because I was just trying to like look at the game and everything, but yeah. But back to the story about my car, I kind of like, so he liked playing, he's a big fan of FIFA. So I would ask him, come down, play some FIFA, and I would make the team and everything for just to make sure it's good for him. So he would play the Ultimate Team, but he would always load into Foot Champs.
Wow.
And then it ended, he would win, like he'd always come back or something like that, but sometimes it did not end well. He would like, it would be like, we're talking about like, he would be 3-0 down. He would no, but then he would come back. But sometimes if it wasn't going, he would lose.
It's good entertainment when it's not you, when it's not happening to you.
No, but I want to see him enjoy the game sometimes. But if that's the way he enjoys the game, then all fair to him.
What was the last FIFA you think you played, like the actual matches and stuff, and actually enjoyed?
I'm liking the current one, I would say.
What is it now?
EAFC 24.
24, right. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, man. I've not played FIFA in quite a while. I mean, obviously we played it for the gaming social, but on my own console and stuff, I used to play it quite a bit. But I stopped playing it because how much it used to piss me off. Yeah,
no, because what I always do is, because I'm even if I'm losing like, okay, it's good, for the viewers at home, I'm very bad at this game. I'll be losing 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. I couldn't care less. I'm just trying to play the game. Most of the time, I'm just trying to get the coins and like the packs. So I couldn't care less for how much I'm losing in the game. Someone else whoever's on the other side of the thing, AI, is probably not going to lose to me, but this is but like, for example, when I'm playing someone online and like I'm losing 5-0, 6-0, I couldn't care less. They're getting the win. They can take the win. I don't care enough about the game to be able to. Because when I was younger, I would only play career mode. Because I never bought the Xbox Live and all that. So I would play, my first FIFA was FIFA 10, but I broke the disc, so I don't have any memory of playing that game. So FIFA 13 would be my first FIFA.
That's a good FIFA to
So yeah, that's where like my football, like when it comes to like learning about the players and everything, other than Bundesliga, that's where like because that was like memories. I was like...
Did you ever do any Road to Glories? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I did. In COVID, I did one with, I was a manager, and so I was a player, then I retired. This is how much, we had so much time in COVID. So I was a player, I retired, Then I went into the French second division as Troyes, and then I took them to Ligue 1. Then I signed a player called Bergstad. Shout out to him. I signed him, and then he was top scorer in the Ligue 2, and then went to Ligue 1, top scorer there. Then we went Champions League. We won the Champions League. We won the Ligue 1. We won Ligue 2, and I won basically everything in there. So yeah, and I went to Borussia Dortmund after that. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Do you think career mode? I mean, I don't know if you still play career mode, but do you think career mode's got worse and worse over the years?
Yes. Sorry, what were we going to say? Yeah?
I was just going to say, from what I've seen of the older FIFAs, like pre-2013, they actually had more features in them than they do now.
Yeah.
I think it was 2008, I was watching someone play on YouTube. There's a thing where you can create your own club, and obviously you can edit your own stadium stuff, not to like the very vague extent that you can on now FIFAs, but the older FIFAs you can like create your own sponsors, your own shirts and stuff.
It's because I would say they're prioritizing Ultimate Team as their main mode now, because that's the one where they make the most profit, I would say. Because with career mode, I think after FIFA 17, if I'm not wrong, they got rid of which is a feature that made me stop playing, which made me like realize, it's not quite good career mode anymore. It's when they got rid of the fact that you couldn't see you had to scout the players to the point of you can't see anything. And you have to scout, wait like days in the game, and then you can
decide to sign
them or not. But it was also the menu for when you were signing a player. Now it's a cutscene where you walk into the room and then you do all that. It just gets repetitive, that cutscene. Before it was really quick, where all you had to do, the player's contract comes up on the screen, you send like a piece of paper and you like put the money you want to send and then submit it, and then it'll come back after a few days, accepted or not. It was quick. Now you had to sit through the cutscene where like Carlo Ancelotti comes and sits with you. That doesn't happen in real life. I know I'm deeping the game a bit too much, but that where you're like going to the cutscene, you go into the room, and that takes so long to do. When I'm just trying to like sit, when I'm at home, I just want to play the game. Okay, sign a few players, quick. You gotta sit through that cutscene every single time. I don't have the time for that anymore.
I think it really detracts from how good of experience watching football is, and being a part of the football community. What do you think it is for you that you really enjoy about football?
I've always been. Can you hear me? For
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear your sexy voice.
Hey, yo. So I've always been. For me, it's always been the like aspect of like the transfers. That's always what's been interesting me. People switching nations. Sorry, not switching nations. Switching teams and like that type of stuff. But yeah, I would say it's just a mixture. Like 2019, I kind of fell out of love with it. It was getting a bit boring and like too like it wasn't interesting to me for like that year, and then I came back to it after like a few years. So I'd say 2018, 2019, I barely watched football, and then 2020 during COVID, obviously there was no football, so I was playing FIFA and everything. But 2020 during COVID, and after that I got back into it. Yeah.
Do you think watching it with your friends as well was quite a good experience?
Yeah, I love that.
I think that's probably for me one of my favourite parts of being, an enjoyer and a fan of football. I remember watching the Europa League games during Jurgen Klopp's early time at Liverpool. I mean, the first season he came in. I remember watching the Dortmund game when we went.
The final?
No, the semi. I think it was the semi. No, it was the quarterfinals against Dortmund when we came back from 3-1 down. I think it was. And we won 4-3 on aggregate over both legs, and it was like a 90th minute winner from Dejan Lovren. Do you remember that game? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What year was it?
2016, I believe.
2016.
It was the 2015-16 season. It's when Klopp came in for his first year at Liverpool. I just remember watching that and going absolutely ballistic on my friends, because it was funny enough. We went as like a group. And you're not really supposed to go when you're underage at this pub. So what we'd do is we'd sit next to like some old people, look like we're like their sons and stuff. And one of our friends actually got caught out by one of the members of staff. So he would leave, and what he would do is he'd ask if we're coming with him. We'll say, no, we'll probably stay for a little bit longer and see if we can, stay here and then not catch us out. But that actually turned out to be like a fantastic thing, because we actually got to see the 90th minute winner, and they got like a fantastic comeback. And one of many good comebacks that we've done at Anfield. Yeah, because there's the Barcelona game as well.
Oh, is that Origi? No.
That was Origi, yeah, corner taking quickly,
Yeah.
Origi. Yeah.
That was a good game. I remember seeing. Has football ever made you cry?
I probably not watching the match, probably thinking about, being, I think recently, looking at that Jurgen Klopp's leaving has made me quite, not like bawling my eyes out sort of thing, but like, you get quite emotional when you see like a little montage with some sad music and stuff. But yeah, I feel like the attachment you get there is sort of, can't be quite emotional. What about you?
I wouldn't say so. I would say like, for example, like when they show like when a player's like it wouldn't even be Man United. Like even if players like stayed so long for Man United, I would be, because we can speak about it in a bit. But I've fallen out. Man United's not like it's just. So I would say if England win the Euros or World Cup, I feel like I would be emotional watching that, because I've sat through 2010, 2012, missed 2014, 2016, 2018,
2021.
2021, and 2022. So I've sat through the good and the bad. So if England win something, then I'll be an emotional day.
You'd be more emotional about it than I would. I don't know about you, but I'm just not really into international football. I'm more of a club football
I'm
guy.
more of a country of a club. I would rather see England win an international competition than Man United win a treble or anything like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, neither's going to happen anytime soon, let's be honest. So
now I reckon England could win the Euros. With the team they have, and with Bellingham being like arguably the best player in the world right now.
Do you know what, actually, because you know your football, what do you think to get out of Southgate?
Southgate, that's the only issue with everyone. It's a bit questionable because Southgate's linked to Man United, so I'm not sure. So
I hope so.
So with Southgate, and it's understandable. People criticize it, but it's understandable. He sticks with his
philosophy.
His like players that have been there from his like start, and they've worked. He will stick with them. I reckon if Jesse Lingard was still on form, he would have taken him by now. He would still take, like, Jordan Henderson still being coming to the England squad, and like if you have the few, well, now it's completely like switched to the younger players. But there's one player I want England to try, and because France isn't going to take him anytime soon, so England can just take him, and then he's going to be so good for England. Michael Olise.
Which team does he play for?
Crystal Palace. He scored 2 goals against United the other day.
Oh, Elisa, yeah.
So he has French nationality, but he was born and raised his whole life in England. So he has the eligibility. He's played for the French youth team, but now he's like, he's around my age. So I would say he has the eligibility to play for the main squad for either nation, but France isn't going to take him because they have world players. And like England could take him because he's literally one of the most informed players right now.
Is he a winger? Or is
He's
he
a winger.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. I'm trying to think of English wingers. We've got Foden.
Saka,
yeah. That's the right and left sorted.
Yeah.
But then you've got, who would you take as like backups for that?
You could play Cole Palmer there if you wanted to.
Is he not? I thought he's down the middle.
He can play wings as well.
Right. And then I think Grealish normally plays on the wing, but he's more,
Yeah.
I think he looks better down the middle.
Now I would say I prefer him as a left winger.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. You got a team of wingers sorted there, haven't you?
But I've always football's always been just like I've liked it, but sometimes it can get a bit boring.
I think that's why you need to have interest, don't you? Though?
Yeah.
Like, what else do you do?
Well, the one thing I always say is one thing I'm upset about. I know I would have never made it. Is that I went down the swimming route, not the football route. I swam for 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. So, well, it's like in London, it was very common. You either go down the music route, as in terms of you learn like a keyboard, like instrument, the swimming route, or you just focus on the studies like 24/7. I did a bit of this focusing on the studies and the swimming because my parents wanted me to like swim because my sister was also a swimmer. She'd swim a lot. She became a lifeguard and then now swim teacher and everything. But when she was younger, but then I was also put down. I also did that route. I loved it. I met loads of lovely people I'm still friends with to this day. But I wish I was like going to like not like playing football on the weekends and like But I would never take back.
You can't change it, man.
Yeah, I
There's no
loved
point
I
in
loved the
saying,
experience I had. I ended up finishing a lifeguard qualification, but I never got the job. But so yeah, I did like lifeguard, bronze, silver. I didn't do gold, but I went straight to the qualification, passed the qualification, but I couldn't get the job, so I just ended up just quitting swimming and lifeguarding.
What does each level of this lifeguard qualification like require you to do?
So so it's all similar. So with bronze, silver, and gold, you all have to learn like the first aid techniques and everything, and then you also have to be able to swim. Like for example, I forgot which level it was where you have to swim one length and back within a minute. You had to swim the length, grab like someone, and swim back with them in like 2 minutes, and then one with like the boy, we throw it at them. They have to catch it. Well, the person
When you said the boy, I thought like you just threw a kid in.
No,
I know what you mean.
Like the life buoy, and then you throw it in, they catch it, then you swim back with them. But yeah, it was like very, and I was also like, this was during a period of time in my life where I was like, I would say I wasn't happy with, I would say like I wasn't the healthiest during this time. So like I was the slowest in class. Every single time I would be the slowest. And it was very, very obvious that because I would be like, do we do the races? I'll be way behind everyone else. So yeah, it was like, because the people that would be in my class, a lot of them would have done swimming for like internationally and that type of stuff. I was just there for like
fun,
just to fun, just to like exercise and like swim and everything. But it was, at the time it was a bit iffy. I was like, I didn't know whether I enjoyed it or not. But yeah.
Would you pick up now? Like not as like to that level, but just like for a bit of fun.
Yeah, I would go. I would, if I were to like do swimming, I would just do laps. I'm not like, I've never been a race type of person, even on like a racing type of person. So like when it comes to running, like even in school with running, I would always come last. Like when it comes to like a race, any type, I'm so slow when it comes to this type of stuff. Like in sports day in school, we had the race. And I knew, no, because what happened was I was one of the only people that turned up in my like group, like in our like, because we had like houses, and I was the only one that turned up from like a set of people that were in our like batch that was going to run. So I had to end up running like 3 races. So they put me in the 100 meters. And in that 100 meters, you had people who are currently marathon runners now, like current, as in like 2024. You have people that are like play football, like semi-pro and like academy football now. So like as in at that time they were still like training for that. And yeah, so then I had to race all them. I knew I was going to lose. So what I did is they ran and then I'm not going to catch up to them. Pretend to sprain the hamstring and I walked the rest of the way. But like, as in, it's because I was trying my hardest like for half the race and I was like, these guys are all practically already done the race. So I was like, oh. Yeah. But the people were cheering. I was like, I'll take it. And then I did the 4x100. Everyone else obviously on my team was fast because it was basically ascending the fastest people. And then I was just the leftover one that was there. And then we obviously lost the race because like, they put me as the final
hurdle sort of thing.
Yeah.
Are you talking about sports though, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever win it?
When I was in like primary school, I did, but then slowly, no. And then...
No.
And then after some time, when I like started getting healthy and lost all the like weight, I was back to my... And yeah. This is when I was playing rugby as well.
You played rugby?
Yeah. So funny story about that was... So I was on the football team. No. So it was football trials or rugby trials. I went for the football trials. One of the people running it went, Leny, come here. You're on the rugby. You're trying for rugby. I was like, and I'm always, you know me. I'm someone who's just like very like scared to be like say my
very
thing,
passive.
Just be like, oh no, I want to do it. So I was just like, oh cool. So I went and did it. Got on the team. Played for like 2-3 years, and then we were trained by one of the, because one of our school was, because there was a school next to ours which was a French school, and one of their teachers was a former French rugby player. And so basically they didn't have a pitch, so they would use our pitch. And he was training our team as well as like a agreement. And then he would train us and he was mad motivational. And then, but I was like, after 3 years, the full team just gave up. Like we just went back to our studies and like one, like we never did it again. After like we played a bit, and then everyone went back to football, and then
How did you get from your studies and doing football and rugby to coming to Exeter? Like, what was it that drawn you in from Exeter? Or was it just luck of the guess?
So it's a funny story about that. So I had 5 options, which were Loughborough, Exeter, Southampton, SOAS, and York. And I got into all of them, and my original choice was Loughborough. And then the whole choices goes down. This is one teacher who kept on changing, like telling me. So with Loughborough, I was speaking to him about it. He's like, "Are you good at sports?" I was like, "I like it." He's like, "Are you gonna go pro in any of them? Are you gonna go good?" Lovely teacher. I just need I need to put that on the side. So I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Don't go for Loughborough." I was like, "Okay, cool." So now I was choosing Southampton. Then he found out, and I'm just saying, but this is post-COVID, like just after COVID, so like it's still like social distancing, but like I was just in an empty class, just typing up my work. He comes barging in the room. He's like, "You're going into Southampton. You have Exeter in your options. That's like number 1 in like your course," and like things. And he was just giving me other reasons. I was like, "That sounds good to me." And so I just came Exeter, and
look at here you are. Yeah. Damn. And how did you meet like Macau and all that?
So we used to live in the same accommodation, and I can tell you the story of the day I met him.
Yeah, please do. Man.
I was in the study room doing my work with one of my good friends, Dinesh, and I was just typing. We were watching North Macedonia England game, and then Macau was in one of the other rooms. But Macau had just come into the university, but he was isolating because of COVID. His isolation had just finished. He was now in the study room with his friends, and then he comes because we were watching football. Macau's a big football fan. I remember he's wearing like a Euro 2012 shirt, and then we started speaking to him. And 2016, sorry. So I don't know why I corrected him. But as it like, so we just speak to him, and then we became friends after that. He joined us for like games nights and then after that, and then he told me to come Expression for a show, and then after that, rest is history.
Look at that, just like that. Yeah, it's crazy how to think how like friendships can start from like the smallest things there.
Yeah,
I was to give you an example before you give me yours, but one for me was my film that I did for my dissertation. The lead role. Is that your foot?
No, I'm so sorry.
That's fine. Play put footsies under the table. Hey. The lead role for my film, Simon, I met him in the old library, and how I met him is just by saying good morning to him every morning. So eventually, I got his name and stuff. And I remember in second year, Christiana, who was running the station, running XTV with me, she was creating a film called Dog Days, and she needed someone who's an older guy. I happened to know Simon from the old library and asked him, "Hey, would you like to act in Christiana's film?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he did a really good job. Acted again in another film that she did. And I was like, "Do you know what? I really need to ask Simon to help me to do my film for my dissertation, because I really wanted to centre it around like an older character." And Simon fit the bill perfectly. Oh. So you're going to give me an example?
So this is with the main event co-host and one of my closest friends, Andre. So it was one of our old flatmates had moved accommodation, and he invited us to a birthday party. So then one of my good friends, Sultan, she bought me a Fenerbahce shirt when she went back to Turkey, and then so I was wearing that shirt when I went to go see went to my friend's party, and then it was just like we were all sitting around joking around, and Andre is a fan of the rival team, and then obviously me, good friend Charles, and like a few others, we were like football, so we all started speaking about football. Then we all became close, and then after that, introduced Andre to the station. Now we have main event, and the rest is like history. As I say, I've said rest is history a lot today, but
that's a podcast as well, isn't it? The rest is history.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the BBC one. Is it BBC?
Yeah, it's the BBC one. Because I see it on Apple Podcasts. Other podcasts are also available. But yeah, and then I'd say, like I would say, if I wasn't wearing that Fenerbahce shirt, me and Andre joking about before. If I wasn't wearing that Fenerbahce shirt, would we be friends to this day? Would we like still have? Would we have
co-hosted the show?
Yeah. So it's like little things can like change history, basically.
So what is it? So it's the main event, and what was the thing you set up that you upload the main event to?
Oh, it's Outside the Box.
Outside the Box. Tell me a bit more about that.
So Outside the Box is something one of my friends, he from London, he approached me with like he wanted to start a Twitter and like a podcast, but he was like he wasn't sure how to do it. So I was like, oh, let's just do it. Like it'll be fun. So we started up the TikTok, we started up the Twitter, and he runs the Twitter, I ran the TikTok. And then after like I would say a year, we accidentally, the email that we had put on the TikTok was mistyped, which meant that we lost access to that account. So we had to build a new one completely from scratch. But the Twitter was still growing. The Twitter is growing to this day, and he has like loads of like he tweets loads every single day, and but the TikTok we lost it. So from scratch I had to make a new one for the account, and from there we've just like I'd say we've been running since 2021, and that account's been there since like end of 2021. So we've been growing since then. It's still a small one. We're still trying to grow it. And then he did a podcast called Inside Football, which is now like stopped, but we're trying to restart that. But then we do the main event on there as well, and then I'll say.
What do you tweet?
He just he's a very big fan of like English football and like other leagues as well. So he just tweets about wherever he like, and he's done the full 92 stadiums in the EFL.
Oh, that guy. I remember you saying yes. Oh my god.
So yeah, he's gone to every single stadium inside the Premier League, and I'm going to the Euros with him in June to watch Austria versus Poland.
How much did you get that for?
Oh no, it was like I'm not sure. He's the one that got tickets. So I wouldn't be sure how much it was, but yeah, I'll be covering the cost of the travel and everything. So he's provided the tickets, so I'll be.
Yeah, that's fair, man. We'll go half. That's brilliant. Holy shit! You excited for it?
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's a very interesting game. Austria, Poland. So
Lewandowski's last chance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, he's what 35, 36 now.
Yeah, he's heading towards his end of his career.
Which is crazy to think that guy didn't win that Ballon d'Or in 2020.
Yeah, it's very confusing because they stopped because of COVID, but then the next year they just gave him a striker award just to like make him happy, which is kind of sad. They did the same thing for Haaland.
Striker award? What do you mean, like
they created
some sort of fans?
2021? They created a new award for strikers, and then they gave the Ballon d'Or to who if I'm not wrong, Messi.
Yeah, it was it Modric?
That's 2018, I think.
Oh, that was before COVID. So it was Messi.
It would have been Messi because everyone was. It wouldn't have been. It was unanimous that he should have won, and the only person you could have given it to, other than Lewandowski, would be Messi. So then they gave it to Messi, and then because I remember because we were watching it in our accommodation, and then Mikal was not happy, so I remember it clearly. And then 2022, recently, Haaland obviously should have won the Ballon d'Or, but Messi had won the World Cup that year.
Yeah, and that was a bit.
Haaland got the striker award, Messi got the Ballon d'Or. So it was a bit like they if Messi's had like good enough year for marketing everything, it would be better to give it to him.
Is what it is. I mean, the guy's won several Bundesligas in a row, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Did he win a Champions League with Bayern?
Who?
Lewandowski.
Yeah, he
was
won.
He part of that? Was he part of that
team?
team?
He won the 2020 COVID. He won. Because I remember the photo where he took it with the thing on his head.
Ah, yeah. Because it was Thiago Alcantara that scored.
I believe so. I don't remember. That final was very blurred in my head. Because the whole COVID, I think, is just a blur in my mind.
I do like watching some of the highlights and the memes around Arsenal's lockdown team and how they used to play.
There's a new guy. I will say this, like I've said it to loads of my Arsenal friends. I don't want Arsenal to win it for them. I want Arsenal to win it for this guy on TikTok called Beres. He's basically like this TikTok. Him and his son do like TikToks where they watch all the games. And he's like a diehard like Arsenal fan. So then he's like whole saying is like 4-4-2 them dead. And like he always watches every single game. And he's like celebrating. He's always like he seems like he's been an Arsenal fan for like a long time. And now he's just getting big. I wanted them to win it for him. As well as the guy who has the trench coat to every single game that he spotted.
On the cap.
Yeah. Because he didn't realize that he was famous. Because people would come up to him for selfies and he'd be like shocked, like, how do you know who I am? I'm just like going to all the games. And then now he's realized how famous he is because of like
the meme and him just becoming. Was he like? Did he speak to Michael Arteta? Was it like a video of him speaking to him?
To who?
So the guy Michael Arteta.
Mikel Arteta?
Yeah. Am I just talking out my backside?
No, I don't think he's ever spoken to Mikel Arteta.
Oh, never mind. Just ignore what I just said.
Because everyone's saying they should give him a medal as well because he's basically been to every single game that. Because you could tell him, you can spot him from the crowd because of his like outfit, his appearance, like his his jacket, his
Hat.
yeah, you can like spot him from. So yeah. But if Arsenal gonna win it, I want them to win it for Barris. Like I'll show you him after, but he's such a funny guy. Yeah, year's finally done. How's your final year been?
Oh, final year. Do you know what? I was saying this to James Allen yesterday. I think in terms of all the 3 years I've done, I would say second year's probably been my favourite. I think this year I did feel quite a bit of a burnout from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt it the same as well, just academia.
Because I have the bad habit, which a lot of my friends have scolded me for, a lot of the people around me have scolded me for. I've done it twice this year. I've dropped 4,000 word essays within a night.
A whole entire night?
Yeah.
So from word count 0 to...
No, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe like, I'll be on like 1,000 by like the midnight process.
Jesus.
It's because it's on my own accord. Like I blame myself for it.
Well, I mean,
I get distracted, and then I'll get like, so yeah.
Damn, have you been getting good grades?
Yeah, I dropped a 72 on it.
What the fuck? That's insane.
No, I was shocked myself when I saw that. So I was like, okay, that must have been a good essay. If
you're getting a 72 in what 6 to 8 hours of writing it.
Yeah, but it was like I had everything, the foundation and everything like laid out. I was just like writing everything, getting the evidence, analyzing it, and then, so yeah. That's why I like my degree, like for that aspect.
You're looking forward to moving on though from uni?
It'll be sad.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it'd be sad to see all the people that are leaving and stuff and saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the summer soiree, you're going to that, right?
Yeah.
Good man. I think that'd be quite a bittersweet moment because it'd be nice to celebrate with everyone.
We got to do the speeches.
We've got to do speeches, of course, as well. Yeah. Are you going to do a speech?
If someone asks me to, yeah, sure, why not?
I think I might write one myself as well. And
if I was going to do speech, I would do mine off the cuff. Like full emotions, like off the top of my head, like how I'm feeling and like that type of like sentiment. Like
really?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to write a speech. It feels too like as in, I'm someone who's like, well, it's backfired on me like once and we can talk about that a bit, but I'm someone who doesn't like using scripts in terms of like, when I'm like giving like a speech about like a specific thing, I want it to be off the cuff, just like how I'm feeling, just like.
Yeah, like what Joe did last year.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was really good because he didn't even plan it. Really, he just came up and started doing it because
at that time I barely knew Joseph, but I knew about his hard work. I knew how hard he worked for the station and everything, even for expose and everything. Like I like when I say this right now, I'll say it. He is one of the most hard. No, not even one of. He is probably the hardest working person I've met in my life. Nothing but respect to him. He's such a hard working person.
He's a lovely guy as well.
Yeah, lovely person. But yeah, when his speech was amazing. That was from the emotions, from the heart and everything. So yeah.
Something like that.
I want to give something like that. But I don't know. I'm not someone who can get... I don't know. I've always been confused. I'm just... When it comes to emotions, I'm not... I can get emotional, but it'll be of the most dumbest things. Like I'll get more emotional. I'll get emotional like watching Up.
That's a good film to get emotional to. Do you know, that inspired my film.
Is it?
Yeah, that was I was influenced heavily by there's one scene in the film. Yeah, I don't know if you can remember the film that well, but it's towards the end of the film when he's looking through the scrapbook of the memories that he had with his wife, and it was that. I don't know if you remember it, but it was that sequence that actually inspired the whole entire of my film. Oh,
because I remember the scene. I remember clearly is like the when they go from young to old and like
the intro montage.
Yeah, the intro montage. That's what I clearly remember from the movie.
I think everyone that knows Up can without doubt remember that part because of how hard hitting it is.
Like for a cartoon to be able to do that was impressive.
I mean, are you speaking with people like that? That first montage could be its own film.
Yeah,
that doesn't have, like, you could literally have that first like 5 minutes or whatever it was, and then not have the rest of the film, and it hits just as well.
Because that's when Disney, not Disney, yeah,
Pixar. So it is owned by Disney now, isn't it? Pixar.
That's when like the animation like thing. They had the one with like the dumpling.
Oh God, the dumpling. Is it the big superhero or something like
that? No, not a Big Hero 6, but like the one where it's the mum. She makes it. Well, it's like trying to like create like an analogy, but it's like, so this person creates a dumpling, and then the dumpling grows into become a human. She raises this dumpling to like. She basically raises it. It grows up, starts being a bit like bad. It starts behaving badly. It goes on dates. It drinks. It comes back home, and then the mum's like, because then he gets he proposes to the wife, I think, and then she's about to leave the house for good, and she's like, come back. Obviously, I think I don't want to get the food wrong, but it was like the dumpling was like, no, I'm going. The mum grabs him, eats the dumpling, and then she runs to her room, starts crying, and then a shadow comes in, and it's a shadow of a dumpling. The guy comes in. He has like curly hair at the top, so it's like his face is basically like a dumpling. Then he goes to his mum, hugs her. He's just gone to like university or something, and then they're emotional. The movie ends.
Oh.
Like, that was like probably one of the better like animations I've seen.
Because they did Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Yeah, that's what my sister liked.
That's a throwback. That is.
It's mad that the whole throwback thing is crazy to me now.
How
like
so? Does it remind you how old you are? Or?
Yeah, it's like I was speaking to someone like the other day. Is that like things like I'm considered like an uncle now, like unc. Like I have nephews now, and like
oh my god, yeah, damn.
And yeah,
what was that like? Finding out, was it your sister? Right?
No. That was my cousin.
Oh, your cousin. Oh, right, okay. What was it like though? Finding out about that.
I was walking. So I was walking. This is when I went to go visit her in Geneva, and we were walking like, because what happened was, so she was like, oh, let's go get some food. Let's go get some food for everyone and like breakfast. So we went and we're walking with her, and she's like, she starts being out. She's like, I forgot what she said, but she was telling me about her kid, and then no, she's telling me about random things. And she was like, oh yeah, she's having a kid. I was like, oh man, and I was like in shock, and then the rest of history. I think it's like 3 now. Damn. So yeah.
Are you looking forward to having kids? Do you think you have kids yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind me and my wife in the future having kids, but that's something I'm scared of in the future. It's like that's scary concept.
Why?
That'll be like I'm officially like as in I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's a big step in life.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of life though, isn't it, really? You know?
Yeah.
I think you need to accept it.
But I'm only 20, it's like there's time for that.
Yeah, of course, mate. I'm 24, mate. So yeah, don't talk to me about like, big steps just yet. You're fine. Yeah. Honestly. You haven't got
like it's like when Jude Bellingham the other day, they did the interview, I forgot what it was. They were like, he's mature. Oh, you're only like 20, you're like 28. And he's like, I'm not 28, I'm 20. So it was like, it was something, I forgot what it was.
It was the, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen the interview because it was the journalist thought he was.
Yeah, it was that one, but there was another one where he was like, he said, like, I think they asked him whether he has like kids or something. Like, he's like, I'm only like, I forgot. It was, I probably got the clip, but it's something to do with him being how mature he is at like 20. So something like that. But yeah,
he is a baller as well.
Yeah, he is a baller. Yeah. It's mad because he's younger than me as well by like a few days.
Mate, he's 4 years younger than me. So yeah. I mean, Holland's younger than me as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because like we'll bring back to football and we can go back to regular chat. But this is something I've always argued for about football is they're just human. They're people at the end of the day. Like people treat them like they're like robots a lot of the time. Just like, for example, like when Grealish was like, I'm not someone who drinks a lot, but when Grealish was doing his stuff after winning the treble and everything, and he's partying every night. At the end of the day, he's a person. He's just celebrating something.
They've worked hard for that.
And then everyone was just criticizing him. I was like, let him just live his life. He's going to go back within a few months and he's going to go back to the routine of
hardworking, disciplined diet and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I think it's just most people are just lazy and stupid. I think that's the thing with social media, isn't it? It gives a lot of stupid people the platform to express their opinions.
Especially
with like X. Yeah, X, Instagram. I think both of them are probably just the worst.
TikTok is the...
TikTok, really?
I've seen like some of the... No, it was funny. What was the one I saw yesterday on X? It was... I don't know if it was troll or not, but it was... Someone was... Your player, one of your legends, Jamie Carragher. So it was the clip. They got the clip of Jamie Carragher because Jamie Carragher is obviously in loads of criticism because he's pundit. He criticizes players, but he also gets criticized himself. Someone tweeted, Jamie Carragher talking about all these players when he was defending against players against average players from Everton. It was a video of Gianfranco Zola doing a skill pass Jamie Carragher, but they thought he was just a random Everton player. So I was like, surely this must be a troll. Like, surely there is no way that like people are.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I think my favourite, funny enough, Carragher moment getting owned was the Thierry Henry. Do you know what I mean? When he's running out the wing and he literally...
Oh, you mean in football? I thought you meant like on their show.
No. I mean, there's probably something good in there as well. There was the Thierry Henry where he kicked the ball past Carragher and then he just completely outpaces him, runs past him.
Who, Carragher or...
No, like Thierry Henry.
In like a game?
In a game, yeah, when they used to play against each other.
Yeah, I was not watching football during that time.
I wasn't watching it, but it's like a highlight that always comes up. Because I know the show.
Oh, they would have showed it in the
when they're watching it together, and it always cracks me up because they can always laugh about it.
That show is how they should have it in the UK. That CBS Champions League show. We can talk about brands on here, right? Companies and all that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So that CBS Champions League show.
Don't be racist or homophobic.
No, we don't condone any of that. So yeah, we
don't condone any of it. Did you say?
Yeah, we don't condone racism. Yeah, that's right.
Don't you mean we condone? We don't. If you say we don't condone, that means
we don't condone the concept of racism, homophobia, and that type of stuff.
I'm pretty sure you say we condone it because
if you condone it, you're allowing it to happen.
I thought condoning means you just disagree with it and don't like that sort of thing.
No, you would say like normally people say we don't condone that type of stuff here.
Oh,
see, you know when you do something bad, the people go we don't condone that type of stuff.
I've always say we condone that sort of thing.
You shouldn't be saying we condone. We do not condone. We do not condone that type of
anyway,
stuff.
you were saying.
But yeah, what was that? What were we speaking about? Yeah, the CBS like that, like because when you compare like Jamie Carragher and the guys on there compared to like the other channels, they're very like obviously they have to keep it seriousness in the UK because that's what they prefer there. But you can see it's slowly becoming like where everyone prefers CBS and like the way they broadcast stuff, like the comedy aspect and everything. They're just having fun on that channel. Like that's what I want to watch that's why I've like when I'm watching football a lot of the time I just watch the game and then turn off the channel.
It.
With CBS you can watch the starting thing, watch the halftime show and then watch the ending. TNT with their NBA coverage, you can watch their starting stuff, middle stuff, and the end stuff because it's funny and like interesting. Yeah, that's why I'm feeling like it's
definitely. I even like the Champions League stuff that they do as well for TNT. A couple of years ago, they did it where they would have people just sitting there laughing at each other, man, just having a good joke. Like we got Michael Richards. I'm pretty sure it was TNT.
No, I'll be CBS because TNT has always been as serious. No, they did it for when it was BT, first year BT, like proper when they did the like switch up. When it was like Rio Ferdinand and they did like the big like. Just enjoy them, man. That whole one. But after that, they've gone back to the 3 people on a panel, have a serious conversation about football because it probably got criticised by like people watching at home.
Right. Okay. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because it's also got like you got memes about spawned out of like TNT and BT as well. You got the Rio Ferdinand Ollie's at the wheel.
Yeah. Put the contract down.
There's the Thierry Henry. He's cooking. Have you seen that one? Is that TNT?
No.
That's CB.
The Thierry Henry one is. He's. I'm not sure. The one I would know about Thierry, which I find the funniest one, is where they ask where Jack Grealish asks Thierry Henry, would you be able to would Kyle Walker be able to mark you in a game, or would you get past him? And then Thierry Henry was like, in my prime, oh day, and then just like they used that clips from him back in the day, and like it was like that's one of my favorite like clips from him.
Yeah, it's good. Who do you think will take over Man United then for next year? I
want Zidane because Zidane said he would rather take the United role over the Bayern Munich role.
Wow, Zidane. I mean, he's got a pretty good track record. He's got how many Champions Leagues? 3?
3, if I'm not. Yeah. That's like the number.
And then he won 3 in a row, didn't he? Or 2 of them in a row.
Yeah, it was like a row with like Ronaldo in his team, and because
I remember that celebration that he did. Where Ronaldo scored the overhead kick against Juventus and he's doing... Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I would say him, but I want United to take a year out of Europe. I said this yesterday on TNS. I was like, United can like just take a year out of Europe, not tank the league, but like just let it, just like rebuild the squad basically. And then like for example, Michael Lise apparently is going to get signed, and he wants to join, but... He's too good. Like he's too good. United just gonna take him and then put him in a system where they're gonna play him like left back or something like that, and then he's gonna be finished. And then we were trying to sign like Frimpong. We're gonna play him like somewhere he doesn't even need to play.
What, the Leverkusen player?
Yeah, the Leverkusen right back. So like those two players I want two of my favorite players. Like you can go back to 2021 where I'm like messaging my friends, United should sign Frimpong. If I'm not wrong, he was playing whenever Frimpong was first at Leverkusen, and then I was telling my friends United should sign him. But then we obviously didn't sign him at the time. And then Olise I've been a big fan of, as I previously mentioned. But yeah, like United just takes the players, and then so I'd rather them, for example, like with like Frimpong, he stays at Leverkusen. With Olise, yeah, he needs a big move him to like Dortmund or somewhere, and then let them. This is why, like I said I was going to mention the whole like Man United's a bit. I would rather, when it comes to United, I'd rather us take the Man City approach, sign a player that's not that well known,
Develop them.
and then develop them because they know that player is going to be good. Like, if I'm not wrong, I don't want to get wrong. Edison wasn't that well known when they signed him. Cancelo wasn't that well known when they signed him. Ruben Diaz wasn't well known.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz is a good point. Yeah, who else?
Like
Bernardo
Silva was at AS Monaco. He was like quite big at that time.
Right. Okay.
Because that AS Monaco team was like one of the best in like that time period.
Do you think John Stones was one?
John Stones was at Everton. He was going to be known as like one of the best for England at the time.
Right. Okay.
Like yeah, and then like, so United should take the approach rather than being like, okay, this guy's like one of the biggest in the, biggest players currently in the world right now. Take it,
Yeah, same.
and then sign him for a big transfer. Go like start from like, okay, for example, they'll pick a player from like, they'll go to like Bundesliga, but they won't look at like, oh, Borussia Dortmund, but by Leverkusen. You look more like, for example, with La Liga, I was saying a few years ago, you look at like Sorloth, United could have signed him, but then Real Sociedad did. They signed him from Trabzonspor, and now he's like one of the best players in La Liga right now. So it's like United just go for whoever's big and just sign them. So it's a bit. That's why I prefer like bigger players to go to like the really good players to go to like a team which I prefer to see them in.
So like Mbappe to Real Madrid, if that's
he's mainstream a bit. Like he's a big player. Like he was gonna go to Real Madrid eventually.
Right. Man, that's gonna be an unstoppable force. Say him, Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, Bellingham,
Camavinga, Tchouaméni. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be hard to win the Champions League against that team.
Yeah, but I've always said it. Like, what's your policy with the? If Liverpool don't win it, what are the teams that you can't see win it? Like
United.
Is it?
Yeah, man, I can't stand your team.
Damn.
You know the FA Cup game with the when you scored in the 120th minute
Against Coventry?
No, against Liverpool.
Oh, with the Ahmed Diallo goal.
And he took off his shirt and did that.
Yeah. And he got
you don't understand how pissed off I was watching that.
I was. Yeah, that was crazy. But I don't think that United should be in that final. That should be Coventry's final.
Yeah, didn't they like?
They go an offside goal in the 120th minute.
Yeah, and you guys just scraped through on penalties.
Yeah, I feel that should be that's Coventry's to like. They should be in that final.
Do you think you'd win it?
Somehow, I feel like there's going to be like some confusing game where we happen to win it.
Yeah.
Like
then Ten Hag stays in the job.
No, apparently the plan. Apparently, I feel like he's still gonna like because if like certain teams are sacking their manager for less stuff, surely Ten Hag's gonna get like they either give him like a long term like plan to be like you do this in this year and then this year. But if he's not qualified for Europe and just wins an FA Cup, could give him like. But then Jose get let off after like fired after not winning after winning a trophy and still not doing anything like.
I thought an FA Cup gives you the Conference League or the Europa League.
But would Man United want conference? Also, it was before it was top 5 get Champions League, but now they've removed the 5th place gets Champions League, so now it's top 4 only.
I thought it's always been top 4 that gets Champions League.
No, this year it was changed until Borussia Dortmund reached the next round and took the next spot. Because for Germany they moved up on the ranking, and then took the place away from England. So now Germany's. So I do have I tend to move my hands a lot when I speak.
No, I'm not. No, man, go for it. Yeah.
Borussia Dortmund moved. So Borussia Dortmund moved Germany up the spot. So now England lost the spot, and that would mean whoever's 5th place gets Europa, not Champions League.
I see. Okay. And speaking of like Champions League and stuff. The league phase starts next year.
Yeah, I don't. I tried it out in the Football Manager, but I couldn't. Whatever changes they make it. It's not. I can't make a change on what decisions they make with the league. So I'll watch it. It'll still be good.
I think Champions League will always be good to watch, regardless of how they format it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do though. Like the home and away games. I mean, if you're a smaller Champions League team going into that, you'd be probably quite excited by the prospects of going away to some of these big clubs.
Yeah, but I don't know how the draw works. That's the confusing thing.
In what way? Like the seeding or?
Because like, is it the same where you just get given your 4 and then you get the whoever ends top 20, top 10 gets into the knockouts and all that?
Yeah. So you don't play the same team twice.
Oh, is it only one time you play them?
Yeah, so you play, how many, is it normally like 6 games you play, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you play 6 games against 5 different teams.
Okay, that's interesting then.
And then you play, and then I don't know who goes through. I guess it would be like maybe the top 10 get automatic qualification.
And then they knock out.
Yeah, and then it's like...
Or 16 and then it goes into like the...
Yeah, and you know how the winners get the best to get the B team, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And do you know the Europa League's doing the same?
Probably. If they're going to change one, they're going to change all of them.
Yeah.
Because then they would have to think about whoever moves from Champions League to Europe or whoever moves from Europe to the Conference League. That type of like games. But yeah. So do you want to move the conversation from football? Cause
I don't mind, man. Talk about what you want to talk about. Love life? How's that?
It's just... It's exams. It's just... Essays just been writing that a lot. So that's what I've been for. Once I'm done with that, I have a Spanish exam, but I'll revise on the side. But I reckon this dissertation, once that's finished, I'm good. Like I'm going to be resting, and then I'll be working on the Spanish.
Working at your job.
Yeah, working, and then chilling and everything.
How long are you here for?
Until July.
Oh, nice. Okay, you're here for quite a while then. Is that until your accommodation runs out, or is it just until...
I would say accommodation runs out, because I want to work a bit after my graduation. So,
what are you looking to do? Maybe some... No, go on, I'll let you finish.
What was the question?
I was going to say what you're looking to do, and I was going to give an example, but I feel
give you an example.
I was going to say something like what you do already, like marketing.
Yeah, I would be interested in that. Like, I apply for a range of internships to like... Because I've always been someone like... That's like... I don't mind where I work, but I would prefer a job in a creative like field where I get to say, like where I get to like design stuff and that type of stuff.
Well, you're good at it, what you do.
Thank you.
No, you are.
I try my hardest. Like I was speaking to someone the other day. Like I don't know why. It's like it happened with the graphic for the summer soiree. I made it and I didn't like it, so I just scrapped it. But I don't know. It's weird why I do that. I don't like. It's a weird
what do you
trait.
mean? Do you think you're a perfectionist or?
I don't like. It's the whole thing with perfectionist is yes and no. Like I'll look at something, and then it just be like the one little detail I won't like about it, and then I'll either completely like change it and have to make it look nice, or like there was like several drafts of the summer soiree. I think 2 of them got deleted. So yeah, it was like there was loads of designs to like make sure it looked as nice as possible. Even the one that I have right now, I'll say it. I like it. I feel like I could have done a better job.
I think that's hindsight playing its ugly head teammate. I think it's... Yeah, I don't think you can change it now. I mean, you can't change it now. We've already submitted it.
No, because now I found a new feature in the editing software, which I feel
Canva?
like... Yeah.
Which is?
I can't give away the...
What do you mean, man?
I got gatekeep it. I'll say it to you after.
Okay, fair enough.
There's no, because I'm always someone that doesn't care about gatekeeping. I will happily...
Then why didn't you say it?
No. I'll get to my point. Right? I'm someone who, when it comes to like food, drinks, like perfume, clothing, I will happily tell you the company where I got it, yada, yada, yada. When it comes to creative stuff, I am gatekeeping. Okay. For example, with like a podcast or something like this, I will happily tell you all the things you need to know. But when it comes to like something like a editing thing, I'll tell the person in private, but I don't want the whole world to know the one little detail that everyone will stop using it. It's the most simple thing. But I feel like once I don't know. I can just say it. It's called lift. It's literally one button. You press lift and then it just like makes everything look nicer. For the text. It's literally the most simple thing. See, I told you I don't care about gatekeeping. I'll say it.
You did, yeah. So just make sure you're not peeking.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole concept of gatekeeping?
It depends on if it's a copyrighted thing, then yeah, it's completely fine, isn't it?
No, because my
I like helping people though, like telling people how to do stuff and stuff. I guess it depends if it's in the competition with someone. No, I would probably be more. I would be into gatekeeping. But if it's like someone asked me for advice or something, then yeah, I'd happily tell them.
No, because it was a funny thing I saw the other day. So my friend posted a video, and it was like, oh, so he posted on his social, like he did like a one of those like photo dumps where he just posted a bunch of pictures, and he posted like this like rice and chicken box from this place, and it's all in the comments put, oh, so what's this? What's the meal? And then someone had written it, and then he gatekeeped the meal by deleting the comment of someone who wrote. Bear in mind, that's the most popular meal from that restaurant. You literally go to that place. It's Pepe's Peri Peri, and you go on there. That's their main stuff that comes up on the top of the screen. And he was gatekeeping it. And I literally messaged, I was like, how can you, do you know how diabolical it is to gatekeep the most popular item on their menu?
Damn.
Bear in mind, it's not that nice, that rice. I like it. I love Pepe's Peri Peri. I love their rice box and everything.
Mate, they don't sponsor this. They've probably never even heard of this.
Yeah. Where Pepe's Peri Peri wants to sponsor the Talking with Tom podcast.
Yeah, Talking Tom was a different thing.
Talking with Tom podcast.
Yeah. Do you know what I've realised? I don't know if it's hit you yet, but like we're finishing uni. I know we keep talking about it, but it was the other day I was giving Ari, going for Ari's manifesto because he's going for head of music for XTV. And I was sort of sitting there thinking, holy shit, it's 2 years of this and I won't be submitting on my manifesto or anything, you know, I'm ready to pass on the reins and stuff.
Because I was thinking about it, I was like, should I just like go for one of the roles just to like chill with the guys and like just like, but then everyone else is not doing it anymore. So I'm like, because a lot of the guys are planning to just like, because a lot of us are leaving and a lot of us are not going to go compete next year. So I was like, I'm not bothered. I'll just leave. Like, it's like when you're at a football club, like it's time to like leave the club and join a new one.
Or just move on.
Yeah. Move on from the club. So I was like, I'll let whoever runs it now run it. I've done my time marketing. Any other roles, everyone else can run that. My time's up with the radio. I've done my 2 years at the station.
Wait, what were you doing last year for committee?
I wasn't on committee last year.
Oh, you've been like active member?
I was just on the sport. No, this year is, when I tell you, last year all I went for was TNS, Force for TNS. That's the only thing I went for last year. And then towards the end of the year, I was speaking to a few of the guys in the station. I was like, I might try for marketing because I was doing it for the thing. And then I was an empty role as well. So I was like, let me just go for it. So I went for it. And then I did my like campaign like thing where I had like, because I was the only one that didn't turn up for the hustings. So I had a Champions League background. I was in a Zoom call and I did like a press conference style thing. And I got the role. And when I started the year, the graphics I was producing were
dog shit.
Am I allowed to swear on here?
Yep, but you've not been hearing me swear all the time.
Nah,
mate, of course you can swear.
They were I'm not going to say when I say they were horror. When I tell you, I can, since I'm some girl, I said I can't, I'm allowed to like be, when I tell you the graphics I was producing at the start of the year were probably the worst set of things I've ever seen in my life, that I could not stand it. I was like, this is the worst thing. Like one of the graphics was for the sports social, and it was like a meet the team. So I created 2 FIFA cards on the corner of the screen, which were Joseph and Now, and like they had their like FIFA cards, and there was like the events going on. That was the most ugly graphic I've ever made in my life, and I hated that I did that. I took it down straight like within like a few hours, and so I
remember that press conference thing you did at the hustings because it was in the M&D room. And I remember that was the first time I actually got introduced to you, because I remember someone mentioned to me that you were looking to do a YouTube channel with Expression, and that you guys had, I think someone said, worded it to me like we had competition. Like you're looking to compete with XTV for videos. I was like, this motherfucker.
No, because I want to, okay, I'm going to pitch this idea to you now. I tried to pitch it, I don't know if you saw the message I sent about it, but I'm pitching this idea where it's like, did you ever watch WWE when you were younger?
WWE, yeah.
SmackDown versus Raw, XTV versus Expression FM.
That's good. But what would it be like? The main show is X Media, and then it's like
No, it would be like it was going to be like, oh, I can pitch the idea because I can like speak. Sorry, the idea I pitched to Joseph was, so basically, you're in your office and then you walk out the office. It's kind of like I'm pitching a movie. So you're in the office, you're leaving the office. Then a few of us crash the office, and we're like, this is our house now. We're in the XTV office, and then we grab the sign. You know, X is that it's in our studio now. We grab the sign, like, this is ours now, and then it starts off the rivalry between XTV and Expression FM. But I feel like that would have taken too. That we can try now after like exams are finished. But I feel like then we do a bunch of challenges that leads on to the final competition, which Joseph recommended would be like a pub quiz between Expression FM and XTV, and a winner takes bragging rights. And it would have been like one episode would be like a netball match between XTV and Expression FM. One would be like a five-a-side match between XTV and Expression FM. One would be like,
I feel like you probably win most of these, I'll be honest with you.
James Allen said Mario Kart for one of them. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, you guys, that's a bit unfair. I feel like you guys can probably win all of those.
No, that's why we would say you guys pick two, we pick two. If the camera's on watching, we end it off as 2-2, so we go into the final. So we go into the
script it so it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it ends
with 5 episodes, and yeah. So yeah, that could be a good concept we could do in like after exams are finished. Well, how's your dissertation movie? It's finished.
Yeah, I'm finished uni, man. I finished Friday last week.
Look, I'm so sorry I couldn't be in your movie because that was like prime 4K essay I was writing, and I was like, I was half awake for like half of that.
Mate, honestly, don't worry about it. I said to people when I added them and asked them, if you can't do anything, do not worry about it. You know, thank you for thinking about it. And then they were fine. We got it's all made. You know, happy with it. You gonna come to the screening?
When is it?
22nd of May, from between 6 and 9.
Sounds good to me.
In the Queen's Lecture Theatre 2.
You guys heard it at home.
What's that?
No, you're plugging it.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone's watching or listening, yeah, you know where to come watch it. Yeah, and it's gonna be quite nice to watch that, you know, with people that have actually helped out make it, you know, people behind the scenes.
Will you be doing a speech before it?
Maybe. I'll probably just say a massive thank you to everyone that's helped out.
Hopefully you get the 10-minute count. You know, the clapping.
Yeah, 10-minute clap for an 8-minute film.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. But what I'm looking to do with that is I'm trying to have it not just my film, but all of the dissertation films.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That'd be like I like the idea of people coming down to watch it, but I don't want like 20 plus people coming down just for an 8-minute film. You know, I feel like they want to be there for a natural reason. You know, I mean that is a reason. What I'm trying to say is they've got more things to watch as well, like a natural like movie night sort of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite fun.
You could do it to like. You do that one, then you show a few more dissertation projects, then you can announce like a big project that you're planning to do.
Mate, I think I'm finished with.
You're not going to do any more movies, though?
I'm producing a film, potentially acting in a film. We've got your documentary that we still need to do, and then that's probably me done for XTV, man. I think
no, outside of XTV.
Oh, outside of outside of XTV, yeah, of course. I mean, once I hand over the committee stuff, I will probably not I won't be uploading anything to XTV anymore. It'll just be, you know, which is not a bad thing because I can use better equipment. Because we've got the drama department that I could probably use until July, August time. So if you wanted to, you know, use some proper good cameras, you hit me up, man. I'm happy. But I said to you, I'll produce it. So yeah, that's what my plan is at the moment with the last 2 projects, really. I mean, I think James wanted to do a film as well.
Yeah, he runs his BTS show.
Yeah, he does. I think he's looking to do a film with James Moses. I'm trying to get him to write a screenplay because I want him to make it before he leaves. You know, I was saying to him yesterday after bench ball, when's the best job? When are you next likely going to make this? Like, you know, when are you going to have this much free time between now and when you get a job? You're not. Yeah, you're going to have to book it all off, or I don't know, when you just don't get time when you're not working. But how? You know, if you're working Monday to Friday, you got the weekend off. You're not going to be worried about. You're not going to be thinking about doing a film, are you? Well, maybe you are, but it's not going to be that likely, is it? So I said to him, you know, have it ready, start writing it, and if you want me to, I'll help you write it in June. I'll help you film it and stuff as well. If I need to act in it, I don't mind. You know, I'm not a good actor, but I feel like you'd rather have a shitty actor and actually make the film than be so stressed and worried about having the perfect actor and then wasting all that time, and eventually you run out of time. You just can't make the film. You know, that's like with the film I'm producing at the moment. I came up with the idea of just acting in it, getting James to act in it because he's done acting before. Ask a couple of friends, you know, hey, it might be a little bit of fun. We all dress up in suits and stuff, and you know, just stand in front of the camera for a couple of hours. You know, it's not.
So did you always want to be a director, like actor style?
No, it was funny enough. Do you know what? I never really wanted to be into the movie industry at all. It was when I finished college in 2020. I actually applied to come to uni here to do sociology, but I had to take a year out because I didn't have the first year of funding that you get for the tuition fee, so I had to take a year out to pay for it. And basically, I actually met someone at Tesco's while I was working to do this money and save up this money. And he just graduated, finished doing film and TV as a degree, and I never knew it was a thing that you could study. And what I remembered from that conversation I had with him is that I used to have a lot of love and interest in the media stuff I did when I was at secondary school. It was one of my most favourite things that I could do as a subject. And I'm thinking, do you know what? Why not look to apply at film and TV at Exeter? Because I've already visited Exeter in 2019. Love the place. So I applied to do film and... So I had sociology and I looked to change courses. So it's completely fine. You know, we'll see you in the next year sort of thing. And then it was... I actually remember the year when I did my year out, that Christmas, I looked at XTV and I knew I wanted to run the station then. I said to myself, I'm going to run the station before I leave, like at least 1 year or something. And then I got myself in that mindset of getting ready to be a producer or director. And you know what? Directing is actually quite fun. I'll be honest with you. I was thinking about it this morning where you just tell people to go do this, you do that, you do that. You're sort of like a conductor in a way. Yeah. You know, it's quite cool. Like when you would do your documentary, you'll see it as well, like what you want with people. So...
I was always like, when it comes to like what I wanted to be in the future, I was always confused. Like one month it would be I want to be a DJ. The next month I want to become an actor. The next month I want to become a music producer. Then a director. Then it will always change. And you could tell from like if you look on the stuff I've done in the past when it comes on the internet, there's literally an album I produced when I was 13 on YouTube. Did
you sing on it?
No. It's all instrumental.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say that.
But I'm producing one now for the main event cipher, which I'm going to tell you the actual plan for it. We're calling it the main event cipher. It's not a cipher. You know what cipher is?
No.
It's like in rap where they like, they get a bunch of rappers to like, they go in a room and they all rap over a beat. But what we're calling it is cipher because that's like the vibe of the main event. So we're gonna call it the main event cipher, but it's actually just gonna be like a mixture of genres. Because me and Andre, we don't just listen to rap, we listen to all the genres. So we're gonna start off with the freestyle, just to like think. We're gonna go into a country song. Then we're gonna go into like a cover of like the most random song that can just come off the top of our head. Then we're gonna go back into rap. Then we're gonna like mix it up just to like have a bunch of genres to actually perform and like play music and produce songs.
That sounds good. That does sound pretty good. When are you gonna do that?
That'll probably be when it's 24 hours live.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Have you guys got a date for that yet?
Not yet, I don't believe. But if we can get you a camera, because we want to like have it like a...
I can try. Yeah, I can happily help. I don't mind helping taking part in that 24 hours.
Yeah.
It just... That's weird to think now because we're almost finished, man. We're running out of time. You need to... Who's organising it?
It'll be the music team.
Okay. Yeah, they need to get on that soon because time is running out to try and book it. I guess would they do that in June or May?
No, what do you mean by book it?
No, as in like set up the date and stuff and plan it and...
Yeah. No, because all it would take, because we have it would just be like that day in the studio would be not in use. And then whoever has a show will book it in and then from there, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good one to do. So yeah, I've got that, the doc, and then a few other episodes of the main event. And hopefully we get you on our show.
Yeah, what days do you do it?
We do it on Fridays, but we can record anytime. We don't mind.
Friday works well with me, actually. I can say that's probably my best day, to be honest with you.
We do Fridays 6 to 7.
6 or 7? Yeah, mate. I'm happy. Come on.
Because our original time was, because me and Andre thought this was a smart idea, was to do Wednesdays 8 to 10. What else happens at 8 to 10 on a Wednesday?
Champions League.
After that. So we thought that was a smart idea. But no, I would burn out every, after an hour of an episode, because we're not going to cover the Champions League. We watch it, but we're not going to cover it. Because it was group stages as well.
Oh, that's quite a lot to go through.
So it was like, it was a bit like boring when we were watching the games. But if it was knockouts, we would have taken it. But after that, we were like, okay, it's too late of a time. We need to choose like an earlier time where we're like relaxed and so we just chose Fridays.
And then you got the TNS as Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Tuesday Night Sport. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, Tuesday Night Sport, yeah.
How much commentary have you done for the Expression in terms of sports? I don't mean in the studio, but like going to the actual games and stuff.
So I've done Exeter versus Bolton, this year I've done Exeter versus Bolton, Exeter versus Arsenal Academy, and Exeter versus, the final game of the season, Exeter versus Oxford, which was probably one of the best games I've seen in my life, like live. Because the end where the press box is right next to the Oxford away end, and they win, they get promoted. So if they win, they get playoffs. So then the game relied on them to win the game. So Exeter already had it was a game for Exeter where it was undefeated streak, but if they lost, it wouldn't matter because they weren't going to get promoted or relegated. So it was all on Oxford's hand. So the person sitting next to me was an Oxford media officer, and he was shook. If they lose this, it's another year in the championship. But they won that game. The crowd were electric. Balloons were going everywhere, confetti. So yeah, they tried doing the pitch evasion. It did not work because they marked the security. But yeah, that's one of the best games I've been.
Wait, so you said it was Championship or League One?
Sorry, they go into the Championship.
Ah, wow. Oxford United?
Yeah.
Huh.
So then that's the ones I did this year. Last year, I did, if I'm not wrong, I did one, I think. I did the Papa John's Cup with Southampton's Academy. And then the first year, I wasn't on Expression FM, but I went to Walsall versus Exeter. But I did go to Exeter versus Luton this year. Because obviously I had to see a Prem team at Exeter. And Exeter won the game. And then...
Oh, damn. How much did you pay for the ticket?
That was 20 quid.
Is that it?
Yeah, it was good.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a good experience.
It was me, all my flatmates, Mikhail. So it was a nice environment. It's all of us and then Andre decided to go because he wants to sit down during the game. So we were all standing in the what do you call it? The big bank. And then we were just and then Andre decided to get a seat because obviously it's a 90-minute game. I don't think he wants to
stand for 90 minutes.
Yeah, but it was a good vibe. Yeah, my legs were pain after that game, but the win was worth it because it was all good.
What was the score? 1-0?
Yeah, 1-0. And Dimitri Mitchell scored, yeah. But yeah, it's been a good year.
It has been a good year. Netball, we've got a couple more sessions of that before it's all over.
Yeah. That was a good game we had the other day.
What was that, Saturday?
Sunday.
Oh, you actually played?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the score?
8-something. We won by 8-4, I think. 8-4, 8-5.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what happened was, so I was there, and then I sat out the first quarter, came on in the second quarter, and then I played goal shooter. I was dreadful because I was trying to shoot and nothing was going good. No, I did play first quarter. I played first quarter for the other team because they were low on numbers. So me and one other person went on their team, and I was playing goal shooter for that team. Well, it was not good. I was missing shots. Not on purpose. It was I wasn't playing my best because it was also a team I don't know anyone there, so it was a bit hard to because with our chemistry on our team, bang.
You can just shout the names and they know where you are, and you just throw it
cut
over.
out the part where I've just imitated me throwing a netball. But yeah, so then I went off the second quarter. Third quarter came back on for center, and the person they had put who was marking me was on. They would double my height. They were running around catching. Don't worry, I had it under control. I put my no. Cause the thing is, someone told me. I think it was someone told me the other day. Me, I have big arms, long arms, like a large wingspan. Wingspan, but I have I have long legs and a short body. So I'm a short person, but I have long arms. So all I had to do was jump a bit and put my hand in the air, and I grabbed the ball like easily. And I was so shocked that I could just casually do it. So I just kept on doing it, and then I'd get the ball up, and then we
Score
won the
and
game.
you won.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed netball?
Yeah, it's been great. It was a very switch from the football that we were doing previously.
And a good switch though. Like it's nice to try something
very
new.
fun switch. Because with football, it was very like we have to win it. It has to be like I love that atmosphere, but also I was not subbed on like 3/4 of the time. I think I played about like in the 3 years I played 2 years I played. I think I played about like one game, two games maybe. Even though I turned out like I was barely getting subbed on.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you bad or?
Nah, it's because they didn't know how I played, so they just assumed they would have to keep on the better plays. So yeah, and at the time I did get subbed on, I slept. No, because what happened was because that's the day I forgot my boots.
Oh, did you need to go like barefooted or something?
No,
or like,
no. I was wearing trainers, so I put on the trainers. I didn't have my boots, so what happened was I put the trainers on, and the first thing I did was they put me up front. So they passed me the ball. I go in to like try and kick it, but I slipped over, then the ball goes up, they score. I subbed myself off, Joseph, you're coming on. And Joseph came on and played the rest of the game because I was not playing after that slip.
Well, netball's different.
Yeah.
Netball's different.
Because me and like a few, we treat like basketball with like very similar rules and everything. Because I like to do the whole like, but I keep on doing it like without realizing. It's because in basketball, what they do is they get the ball and then they like throw it across the court. Or they do like throw it like that and someone will grab it like that. But the thing is, I just do it out of like instinct and I throw it and no one's there. I think I did one where it's like I grabbed the ball, I went like that, and I just like it just went straight, like no one was there to catch it. So yeah.
I do enjoy doing that as well, like long balling it and just throwing it into a corner, especially when someone's really pacey and they're ready in the corner, knowing that you can throw the ball to them. Do you think you'll come to the beach social that we're going to do?
Beach social? Yeah, man. Well, I was gonna recommend something. Why don't we just do like to do the most rogue one? Just go to like some random village or like town like Crediton, and like do a social there.
What would we do?
Just get a wheel. We spin the wheel with like random like towns near us, and whichever one wins, we just go there that day. Like Crediton would be jokes to go to.
Why?
It's just a tiny little village, and I've been there. One of my friends lives there. It's a tiny little village, but it would be such a vibe to go there. Like it's like farms and like green land and like there's pubs there. It's just like a nice little vibe. Cause like beaches, I feel like there's not enough. Like I'll be down to go. All I'd say was yes to the social, but yeah, I will come to the social. But I was like,
mate, you want to give some ideas, but we're running out of time in terms of when we hand over stuff. Because I've got 3 more weeks of XTV, 3 or 4 more weeks. How long have you guys got until you hand over committee?
It's dependent on what the person who has the role wants to do. Because last time I was just given the role in like June or July. But what I'll do is, whoever wins it, I'll ask them if I can run the sports stuff a bit longer. And once I'm gone, you can have full access. Like I don't mind. But they can run everything they want. The one thing I want to ask is if I can just run our sports stuff for a bit longer, and then from there, to let them, because I'll give them the allowance to do what they want with the news and the music team and like anything else with the social, because I don't mind. I've always been like, because every year with the marketing, it's always been a different style. Like I have my own style. The person before me had a different style. The person after me will probably have a different style. It's going to change up the style. Like every year we have a different style. It'd be good like to have new ideas and everything. So I don't mind.
Yeah, you don't want to keep it boring and repetitive. You don't want. I'm not saying that your stuff is boring or repetitive. I think your stuff, what you do, specifically you, man, you do some fantastic graphics, honestly. And generally, man, you should be proud of what you've done. Like you said earlier that you cringed at how shit your first one was, or the one with Joe as like the FIFA card one. And then looking at what you've done now is impressive, honestly, mate. And that's why I always ask you for graphics and stuff for the X Media stuff, because I know you'll do a good job. So.
Yeah, it's because like last year, the designs last year were very like an animated design. That's really nice. I like my ones. I like to do like if you see like the match day graphics that football teams do, that's the style I like to like lay out a lot of the designs I do on.
Because you've done some that have been printed out, right, in the Expression Studio. Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah, but I would personally say that's not my best work. I would say like that's that. That's what I would call the start of the year graphics.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, it was winter ball that started the change in my style of graphics.
What, because the pressure of going to work?
No, it's because I could like start making it my style, but still including the like because with our expression stuff we can only use one font, which was the key rule which I had to follow, which I broke within a week of being the head of marketing role. And then, so I had to go back to the original font that Expression FM uses. And then, so then I've kept it that, but I've found new ways to make the... so if you look on the Expression FM Instagram, every single post that's on there has the exact same font, but you won't be, you like, won't be able to tell that it's the same font sometimes. Because like TNS, NewsHour, the music show all have the exact same font, but you wouldn't be able to tell that it's the same font because I managed to find a way to use the same font but make it look a bit different. But yeah. Yeah, so like,
you okay?
Yeah. Do you have any? What the things?
Just look into your beautiful eyes.
That's crazy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you keep doing like a podcast or a show when you
the
go
plan
to work?
is not Expression FM. The main event will continue.
Good.
Yeah.
Would that be like an online thing between you and Andre, or will you be in person?
With Andre?
Yeah.
No.
I thought the main event was you and Andre.
Yeah, the main event's me and Andre. Yeah, but who says we're gonna host it?
Well, you want to pass on your show?
Yeah, next year that's Joseph and Nal show I'm playing.
You dickhead, you got me as well.
No. Me and Andre will continue that next year.
Will you be doing it in person or like online?
No, that'll be through online. But it will be like it won't be like a weekly thing. It will be like a
monthly or
it'll be like
fortnightly.
how a normal podcast is.
I thought they're once a week podcasts.
Yeah, but a lot of those podcasts do. But we want to do like so it's like a proper style, like as in like proper podcast, like make it perfect and then post on.
Right.
So it's like I want to have it like the like one of my favorite podcasts. Like I will always say it to from the start to the end. That is all will be my favorite podcast, the Filthy Fellas podcast. That is the Filthy Fellas podcast. It's a football podcast. If you ever listen to it, that is the funniest podcast you can ever listen to. Like it's what we've based the main event off. It's like a football podcast, but 3/4 of the times they're not speaking about football. They're just speaking about the most random stuff. Like I think one time they were speaking about like how one of them went to a party and they saw Troy Deeney, and Troy Deeney came up to them and started trying to fight them. And that could be the most random stuff, but they're friends with Troy Deeney, so it's not like a
serious thing. Right?
Yeah, it'll be like before they knew Troy Deeney, but because they said something about Troy Deeney, so they went to like a party. They saw Troy Deeney, and then one of them went up to Troy Deeney. I was like, "Yo, he's the one that spoke bad about you. Just pretend to like
want to fight him." Or
yeah,
something.
But that type of stuff is like random stuff. That's like, so yeah, that's the type of show. We don't want to have like a one concept that we speak about constantly on the show because we like to have like more of a broader theme. Oh, and we like to do things with whoever the guest is. We talk about things they like to make the show that
it's about them.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do with this one. I want.
Yeah.
It's not about.
I like that. It's a really good idea
because I feel like everyone's got something interesting to say.
Yeah. Now I've got a bigger question.
What's that?
Why is the show not called Talking Tom?
Because that's literally what the cat is called.
That would have been a good name.
Do you think I'm literally ripping off the cat?
Yeah.
That is the. No, I don't know, man. I think Talking with Tom is simple. I mean, I don't think I'll keep this. If I am to keep doing the podcast, I'll probably change it to another name. Yeah, Talking with Tom is just a placeholder name, just to get it started, you know. Because I don't want to keep saying I'm gonna do a podcast and never do it. I'll just like fuck it, just have a okay name. It's not like a name that I'm particularly proud of, but you know, I'm happy that I've just started doing it. Yeah,
and your one's explicit. Like you can swear on your show and everything.
Of course, man. Of course, but well, because you guys do yours live, though, don't you? Yeah,
we do it live, and even if it's like, no, because I've been around the whole, like since I was young. I don't say young, but since I've been doing this type of stuff, I've always known that no swearing's been a big rule on the podcast and like things like that. So I've always just followed it myself. So I just like, and I don't swear. I don't swear most of the time in real life.
It's just the occasional F word comes out, or
So I was that's why like on the show I'm used to not just like swearing Like, but I'm more like strict on like topics that we can't mention. I'll be like, I will literally stop like I can pause not pause it. I will send it to song break, post edit on the thing. I would like, it has to be like, we can't be speaking about things like controversial topics. That's why I try to avoid them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Will you get cancelled or?
No, it's just it's not my place to be speaking about. I would say with a lot of topics. So yeah.
So, I'm joking. You said not to. No, I won't. I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah. It's so. I'm just trying to think of some topics because. What was I going to speak about? Oh, there was something that earlier came in my head. It was like. Wait, so when you came here for your first year here, like what was that like when you came first year?
How so? But
when I came here, because I couldn't get, so I came here and then I had because I was, obviously when I came here, I was just finished sixth form. I was young, 18-year-old who came here, and then, but I didn't drink then. So I was never a partyer. Oh. So a lot of my time was just spent with my flatmates. And because what I lived in, I lived with loads of master students, and I would never like I'm still friends with them to this day, and like they helped me to mature very quickly from like from the get go, because like they were like older people. But I think I had a very different experience first year to everyone else, because when I came here, I was very antisocial. I was very like scared to drink. I was like, as in I barely drink, but as in like I was very like. I didn't have the same first year experience as everyone else, I would say, because I was very closed off, I would say.
So for me, I was very lucky and very fortunate. I came at an older age. So I came at 21 and I was 22 that first year. So in first year, I lived with several people at St. Luke's. So, you know, Roancroft, it's right at the top of by St. Luke's. It's a St. Luke's campus based accommodation. And I lived with like several guys that are quite nice, like really nice people, lovely people, down to earth. But we don't speak anymore, and that's not because I don't like them. We don't like each other, but it's just one of those things that you just don't gel that well. Do you know what I mean? So my first year, I was actually like pretty excited to get to uni and start, you know, doing XTV stuff. I remember my first workshop that we did, social because they did like a little talk in one of the Queen's rooms. I remember coming to that. I was very routined. I still am routine to that today.
I'm very opposite with that type of stuff. I don't think I ever have a routine. I have tasks, and I'll finish it when it's needs. Like by the time if there's a deadline, I will finish it for the deadline.
That's weird, because when I mean, I don't know if it's weird. I think everyone's different, but for me, I have to be to a routine because I feel quite. I wouldn't say down. I think that's a bit of an extreme, but I feel not as good about myself as when I am sticking to the routine. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You know, and obviously there's time when you go on holiday and stuff, you're seeing family and friends, you're going out in the evening, that's different.
No, when it's a holiday, that's when there's the most routine.
You think?
For me and my family, yeah. So like we have to wake up at this time, we have to get ready, go do this. Like there'll be so much routine, but I have to follow because it's family. And it's like a nice holiday. So yeah. I feel like when it's just me, I tend to avoid doing routines and I run off my own accord. Obviously it messes up because I'll be leaving work to like last minute and it's not the best thing. But yeah.
Is that your phone going off on mine?
I can check if that is my phone. I would like to apologise.
Don't apologise for it, man. It's fine. So I thought it was mine at one point. I was like, damn, is my phone that loud? No, honestly, mate, don't check. It's fine.
No, I can put it on silent.
I mean, we've only got another 10 minutes anyway, because it's until 6 o'clock.
10 minutes of silence.
Or just staring at each other.
The phone going silent. That is my phone. For some reason, I'm getting advertised the chess. I'm getting chess advertisements.
Do you play chess?
I have the chess, you know, the chess.com.
The online thing that everyone plays, like the speed chess, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I never knew you played chess.
No, I don't play chess. That's just on my phone when I get bored. Like, when I say bored, I mean...
Really bored?
Right. Like, what like, I play it, like, I download it, delete it, and download it after, like, if I'm, like bored to the point where I don't want to play, like, there's no... Because I delete all the games off my phone.
Do you not really, like, read a book or anything, or...?
I've always spoken to my friends about this. I don't think I would prefer watching something visual than reading a book.
Like, Oh, I mean, yeah, don't I know examples.
Yeah.
There's plenty of examples of things you can watch, but
So like even with podcasts, no, my friends get onto me for this. With podcasts, what do you call it? I prefer watching the podcast, not listening to the podcast. Like for example, with the Filthy Fellas podcast, they probably have the best layout for when it comes. I wanted to do this for TNS, but they have 4 cameras in the middle. There's like tables of like 3 guys on each side of the table, and then there's a camera on each like set. And then they like keep on switching between the cameras. I like watching that because it's like them having conversation with each other, joking around with each other. That's the way I like to like watch it. When I'm listening to it, sometimes like for example, when if I was like when I was like helping one of my friends like at his golf range, I was like collecting the balls. I have the earphones in. I'll be like listening to the podcast because there's like it's more. But if I'm at home, I'm like having my lunch. I'll probably put on the podcast of them like talking and then eat my food and
yeah. That's quite fun. That. Is there any other podcasts that you watch?
I've stopped listening to other ones. I feel like that's the only one that I've gotten so used to that they release the podcast every like Wednesday and Friday, and then they like because they go off that routine. I like listening to that one because it's like a 1 hour episode, and I can split into like half an hour. I might listen one time, half an hour another time, and they've released so many episodes. I can just go to any one because they do a lot of like the drafts, where it'll be like top. Everyone chooses 11 players of French Premier League players, and it'll be like the most niche players they'll say, and then a lot of the guys on that podcast are on the Sky Sports thing they do where they go to the games.
Yeah.
That the main guy from that is one of the hosts on Filthy Fellas.
Which one is
Specs
that?
Gonzalez.
Who's that?
The Specs Gonzalez. He's the guy who wears the glasses. Everyone's like, every player comes up to you, he's like, why do you support every single team? he's an Arsenal fan, I think, but he supports Burnley as his like team now. But then when he goes to like Crystal Palace, he's like shaking hands with like Elise and Eze and be like, I'm a big fan of your team. And then when he went to Man United, he was posed in front of like Kobe Manu shirt and he was like, that's my player. And he's like one of the funniest people you'll ever be able to watch. Like him and like he like when it comes to like internet personality, he's probably one of the funniest people you ever meet.
What do you think to expressions oozing? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I find he's one of the funniest. Yeah.
He is so funny, man. Him and Don Robbie. It's Don Robbie. He does Best of Enemies. Best of Enemies is my favorite. I sent
in the chat the other day of the the Borussia Dortmund fan laughing.
Yeah,
and like the thing that was probably made with the same thing, because I saw Expression Oozing do that with like
Robbie Lyle,
the
bigger fish to fry.
So I was like, oh, that sounds so funny. Let me just do that for like maybe like for Macau in the studio, like. Yeah.
What did you do? Did you just type in AI?
I searched up PSG fan throwing a table, and then I came up with like an AI picture of it. And then from the one that I wanted to make look like me, I was like Sri Lankan man with glasses, wearing a Borussia Dortmund shirt, laughing, and then it came up.
Wait, what did you type this on? What did you like? Where
this was on Canva. This was on like one of their features.
That's insane.
Yeah, you can make AI videos on that as well.
Oh, on Canva?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, when you get the like Canva, like when you're looking at the stuff, like specifically so much stuff. Like one of the graphics I made for one of our socials, I put an AI photo of, I don't want to give away the location for where we were doing the social, but the logo for the social, the company, in a radio studio, and then it created that animal in the radio studio. So it's like AI made that picture, and I used that as one of the graphics.
Can you show me?
Yeah, sure. If I can find on the Canva. But yeah, it's like Canva is one of the like best things I've ever used. Like when it comes to editing, other ones are also available.
I would say Canva is pretty good, as in very good, because
so I want to learn how to use Adobe Photoshop properly, and like
that's quite fun.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, because I see like that. Because when I've been to the games, like the guys sitting next to me, they'll be photoshopping like the score and like making the graphic for it, and I'll be like, I'm trying to do that. That sounds sick. Like the one I saw the other day was the Brighton. The guy from Brighton made the graphic for the Brighton versus Aston Villa game, but he put the Star Wars because it was May the 4th. Game got rescheduled, to May the 5th. So the graphic said May the 5th, but you watch Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So it was like all the players is like the Star Wars characters, and then like
Oh, like the poster we have, like the dark side. And
yeah. One of the was similar, and then I sent it to one of my friends who was a Star Wars fan. They don't watch football, but they're a Star Wars fan. So then they could have just put Revenge of the 5th instead of May the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th. That would have been pretty good.
Because we were speaking about how the person who designed that graphic was probably so upset by the fact that
the date got rescheduled.
The date got rescheduled.
I've never seen that.
So it's like, yeah. I've always wondered, do you listen to music?
Yes.
What's your music like?
Country, bit of pop. I think the modern artists I look at are Post Malone. Post Malone, Florence and the Machine. Sometimes I'm not really on the massive, like, listen to music that much. I mean, I do. I listen to more YouTube music. If that makes sense. Like, people that upload their songs on YouTube, like covers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't upload it to Spotify because they can't, because of like copyright and stuff. Yeah. Older music, you got Johnny Cash, Frank Sinatra's all right. Some of the James Brown, Bill Withers. Who else? Elvis, he's pretty good. Queen, I've not listened to Queen in a while, but I do like Queen. Jim Quattro, if you know who that is.
I'm not sure about.
Yeah, it's more older stuff. More older stuff like that. Sam Cooke. Do you know Sam Cooke?
Nah.
You definitely know like one of his songs, but you just don't know
the name.
Yeah, it's like What about you then?
Mine is very like, no, I don't want to say niche. I would say from where I was raised, I have very similar music taste to everyone else.
Is that a good one?
Yeah. We all listen to like grime, rap, but then the rap will go down to like German rap, French rap. Like, I listen to French R&B nowadays. Like, one of my favorite artists right now is a French R&B artist called Tyke. Like, he is one of the like really good musicians. And then I'm a big fan of Kid Laroi. He's like one of my favorite artists right now. Because I've been listening, we were like around the same age, so I've been listening to him for quite a long time. Like, because we both like growing around the same age. So he's one of the biggest artists right now. And then, yeah, I like a variety, but I'm weird with music because this also gets criticized a lot. I work my best when typing out coursework with music in my ears. I'm not classical like instrumentals. We're talking about like hot, like rap, like we're talking about like just music in my ears because people the confusion that's always been come with like listening to music is you might start typing up the lyrics. I don't concentrate that much on the music. I listen to it.
It's just there in the background, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the background. I can concentrate on the music, but I'm also typing out my work because I don't know, it's weird when I'm typing my work. I can, like when I said the 4K essay I did, I don't know why I pointed out my phone for that, but the 4K essay I did where I probably got my best ever grade. Bear in mind, 3/4 of that was listening to music and typing out everything I needed to because I know simultaneously what I'm writing about. That's weird. So yeah.
No, it definitely does help with a little bit of motivation, doesn't it? And pushing through your essay you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Leny, it's actually 6 o'clock here for us. We've got it until 6 o'clock. Where can people find you and follow you?
You can find me on Outside the Box and on TikTok, Instagram, the Twitter run by one of my close friends, Brett, and our YouTube channel Outside the Box. So that's where you can find me.
And you've got your main event as well. What is that? Fridays?
Fridays on 6 to 7 every week, the main event.
The main event. Check it out. Thank you, Leny.
Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And this has been an amazing episode. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you.